Hello YouTube, message in the bottle with another video. I wanted to make a follow-up video, or should I say a spiritual follow-up video from my last. And I mentioned in my last video that I used to be a communist, but not anymore. And when I say I used to be, I mean like during my teenage years, especially when I got into politics. But over time, as I quote unquote touched grass, got myself out there, and eventually got myself a girlfriend, I started to develop different worldviews, and this different worldview, you could say it evolves. Right now, it's constantly evolving over time, but nowadays, I kind of consider myself a monarchist, but the main reason why is because of the practicality. A lot of people like to deny that monarchy will never work, especially this day and age. While I kind of agree with that, the problem is in democracy, especially in Western democracy, it's very clear and very obvious that there's a lot of political corruption behind the scenes. There's a lot of lobbyists. Hell, I'm kind of surprised that people don't acknowledge that widely about lobbyists. Like, we've been knowing about that, and yet I don't see people talk more about it. The biggest rabbit hole I ever fell down to was follow the money. And yeah, money has power, especially in this day and age. If you don't have money, you're basically a nobody. But if you do have money, hell, you could get away with a lot of stuff. Hell, you can even get away with murder if have so much money behind behind you. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is that um, over time, I developed a different political view, but that Discord server community about communism. From my last video, I was talking about Azura scapegoat. When I joined in his Discord server community, and when I was listening to quote unquote communists, other people's communist ideals, they reminded me of myself. And I clearly remember my teenage years, my younger teenage years, how I was kind of lonely, how I was kind of practically an incel, just like you see in this picture right here. And I decided to rewatch that video about how communism attract incels. And when I was watching that video, there was something about that video that really struck a nerve with me, and I really do agree with this, with the video's theme of it. Essentially, if you guys watch that video, and I'll leave the video link down in the description below for you guys to watch it for yourself. If you guys watch that video, you will notice how the YouTuber, he said that incels, they have a tendency to cope with things that they cannot control, and they kind of use politics to force society to change for them in a way that they could do something. And I clearly remember in my teenage years there was a lot of stuff that was happening. Again, if you guys seen my other YouTube videos, especially the recent videos that I made about my fatherless childhood, I was talking about how I had a bad childhood, and my mother, she had a bad temper, and she literally bit the shit out of me many times. So all my aggressive, all my assertiveness was beating the hell out of me, and I ended up becoming meek, submissive, almost like a feminine man. And I'll admit I'm kind of like that, but I'm trying my best to be masculine. I'm trying my best to be healthy, especially mentally healthy and physically healthy. Matter of fact, I'm kind of glad that I keep up with the gym, because right now, as I'm making this video, I'm physically more athletic than majority of the guys at my workplace. And well, I'm not gonna talk too much about my workplace, but all I gotta say is that I'm more physically healthier and more athletic. So yeah, but yeah, I do have a lot of issues, and I did have a lot of bad childhood memories. And basically, what I'm trying to say here, guys, is that during my time, my younger teenage years, there was a lot of things out of my control. And because of that, I kind of, you could say, subscribe to communism. And I really was into it because I kind of saw communism like a cope, and I kind of want to see things get better. So you could say this is like my coping altruism. I want to see things get better. But what really changed me throughout my lifetime is when I started working. When I left high school and started at my first job, I was literally working my ass off. Now, since I was a meek, timid, feminine guy, obviously I wasn't assertive. And because I wasn't assertive, I didn't see people didn't really see me as something to be taken seriously. Matter of fact, people made fun of me and saw me as a goofball jerk, or a goofball, you know, something that they would not take me seriously or be confident with me. So, because of that, it took a while for people to realize, hey, I'm a hard worker. And thanks to my hard work ethics, people slowly but surely, throughout all my job experience, they respected me, and eventually I got promoted. And of course, you could say I climb up the social and paying ladder. So I started minimum wage, and eventually I got better job, a better position, and I got paid more. Right now, as of me making this video, I'm in a position where I'm making more money than before, and a lot of people, they will envy me where I'm at right now, especially with my humble beginning. A lot of people will envy where I'm at now, and the job that I'm having, I get paid vacation. So yeah. But anyway, this video is not about boasting my ego or anything like that. Basically, what I'm trying to get at with this video, guys, is that I used to be a communism, and when I was watching that video of why communism attracts incel, it reminded me of myself during a period of time where there was so much thing out of my control. Like there's a lot of things that I cannot deal with, and it was I felt helpless. I really did felt helpless. And over time, when the opportunity presented itself, when I finally started to control things, like literally seeing my own working hands put into use and getting the fruition from my hard work, you could say that I started controlling or focusing what I can control. And the biggest moment in my lifetime when I was like very happy at the time was when I finally got my girlfriend. When I got a girlfriend, when I was with her for 5 years, and I got my own car at the time. I clearly remember that. I was literally getting my shit together, but sadly it wasn't enough. Because again, money is what really dominates society. So yeah, and it wasn't enough. I had to make more money, and that's where you could say that I'm starting to focus what I can control, but more importantly, focus what I can control and what be fruitful for my future. And this is the message what I want to bring in this video, guys. Don't focus too much what you cannot control. Focus what you can control, which is one of them. For me, one of them is physical health. I go to the gym, and luckily, through the hard work and being consistent, keyword be consistent, I managed to be more athletic than most of the guys at my job. And that was literally in my control. And another one is finance. Like, as long as you have a job, you have some level of control of your finance. But don't get addicted in spending money, which me personally, I have a video game addiction, and I'll confess I spend a lot of money in video games, and I'm trying my best to not do that anymore. Especially the fact that at this point, I have over like 50 games, video games in my gaming computer. So yeah, And aside from that, yeah, whatever opportunities I have, I could pursue those opportunity if I wanted to, and that option itself is something I can control. So guys, the message of this video is essentially is this: focus on what you can control, which is physical health, mental health, even wealth. As long as you're making an income, whether it's getting a job or having passive income or starting a business, focus what you can control and focus the opportunity that's presented in front of you. A lot of people, and I'll never forget this conversation I had with a friend who I no longer see anymore because he moved on. He Me and him, we had a conversation, and I clearly remember what he told me. He says that a lot of people, they have a tendency to basically sit on their asses and let the opportunity fly above their heads. And the saddest part is that those opportunities, they could be life-changing opportunities, but a lot of people tend to not take them because uh, it requires you to be a little out of your comfort zone. And a lot of people, they just want to be comfort, and that right there, guys, is the problem. And that right there, guys, is the main reason why a lot of quote unquote incels are attracted to communism, because it's very easy, and it's very easy to essentially sit on your asses and not do much, but at the same time cope with what you cannot control. So yeah. And before I end this video, I just wanted to say one more thing. You you as an individual, you the viewer, you have a lot of wealth in you. And all I gotta say is that focus what you can control. If you focus what you can control, you will reveal that wealth in you, and I promise you, you will prosper, you will be fruitful, and take advantage of whatever opportunity that's presented in front of you. This is why throughout my YouTube channel, and I keep saying this over and over again, think for yourself, guys. Literally, think for yourself. But at the same time, the cost of this freedom is be vigilant, be alert, because people will try to screw you over, basically. And that's another thing I want to say in this video. Our society is kind of designed to screw us over, and yet we're kind of meant to be prosperous people. But society, it tends to screw us over because it's like it's like a vampire. They want to extract our hard work, our resources, and they want it for themselves. Why do you think the top 1% controls almost half, more than half actually, than the bottom 90% of people, especially in this country, the United States? That wealth inequality really speaks for itself and speaks what's wrong with this country. But what's even sadder, especially with all this political talk that I keep seeing, people don't want to address this. People don't want to address the fact that wealth is becoming a huge issue, and wealth is in our political system, etc., etc. I could keep ranting on, but what I want to leave here is essentially this: society, it would tend to screw you over, but you as an individual, as long as you focus what you can control, and as long as you're being alert, think for yourself, I promise you, that chance of getting that lifestyle that you truly want is still there. You just have to get it once the opportunity shows itself. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I feel like I ranted enough. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And please like and subscribe, all that stuff. Well, guys, message in the bottle, over and out. Goodbye.